Why did you pick J.D. Vance?
We've always had a good chemistry, and originally J.D. was probably not for me, but he didn't know me. And then when we got to know each other, he liked me maybe more than anybody liked me, and he would stick up for me, and he'd fight for the worker as much as I fight for the worker. We just had an automatic chemistry.
I don't believe that at all. Donald Trump and J.D. Vance have no chemistry whatsoever. Their relationship is incredibly forced, and J.D. Vance is a black hole of charisma. Leave a like on the video if you agree. But Donald Trump and J.D. Vance had a long day of campaigning. Well, J.D. Vance did. He had 2 rallies today and then met with Donald Trump at the end of the day to do an interview with Jesse Waters on Fox News, and the interview didn't go any better than J.D. Vance's rallies. Watch.
It is the weirdest thing to me. Democrats say that it is racist to believe, well, they say it's racist to do anything. I had a Diet Mountain Dew yesterday and one today. I'm sure they're going to call that racist too, but it's good. I love you guys. But
that was J.D. Vance making a joke about wokeness, but it just doesn't land. He comes across as a Trump-light MAGA copycat who spits the same vacuous talking points but has nothing original to offer. He literally just says what Donald Trump says in a worse way. I mean, I hate Donald Trump, but at least Donald Trump has a stage presence compared to J.D. Vance. Watch this clip of Donald Trump.
Back, I'm not talking about lots of other industries. I'm talking about the auto industry because it's such a big industry. I can say we're going to bring back cement. We're going to bring back all sorts. I'm just talking very simple. It's so simple. It's going to happen so fast. You're going to be at a level as though you were from 30, 40 years ago. You're going to manufacture cars again at a level that you haven't seen in many, many decades. You probably have to get rid of this fool, this stupid idiot representing the United Auto Workers, because he sells the auto. You know, I'm much more popular than anybody with the auto workers. We're going to get 95% of their vote.
Yeah, I take that back. Donald Trump was rambling completely incoherently during that about cement. I have no idea what he was talking about, but here's a clip of Donald Trump and J.D. Vance during their interview with Jesse Waters, where Donald Trump pretends that he's read J.D. Vance's book, Hillbilly Elegy. Remember, he didn't even know J.D. Vance's name a few months ago. He thought it was J.P. Mandel. But Donald Trump has also pretended that he's read the Bible, pretended that he's read the Constitution. This is a pattern with him. Watch this clip.
And he wrote a book which was a classic, as you know, and it was all about the working men and women and how they aren't being treated fairly, and he was right about that, and I understood that maybe better than anyone else, and we just have had a great relationship.
I have more clips of them, but again, their relationship is so incredibly forced, and there are rumblings behind the scenes that Donald Trump and his team actually regret picking J.D. Vance now that Kamala Harris is the nominee for the Democrats. She has raised $81 million in 24 hours and is exciting the base more than Joe Biden could. I'm sorry, Joe Biden has been a great president, but as a candidate, not a president, he has not been exciting the base like he needed to. Meanwhile, Donald Trump is somehow riling up the entire Republican base while going on fascistic rants like this.
You're not going to teach a criminal not to be a criminal. Not going to happen. And you don't have the time, you don't have the energy because you have to do other things. That is why as soon as I take the oath of office, we will begin the largest deportation operation in the history of our country, even larger than that of President Dwight D. Eisenhower many years ago. He was a big deportation person.
Republicans and Donald Trump are gaslighting and projecting harder than I've ever seen them in the past. Donald Trump in that clip was talking about criminals when he himself is the criminal convicted on 34 counts of falsifying business records. They also say that Democrats are the real threat to democracy when Donald Trump tried to subvert the will of the American people in 10 different ways. These clips enrage me because you can just tell that Donald Trump knows he's projecting. He knows he's gaslighting. Watch this next clip of J.D. Vance and Donald Trump.
Did we have enough people? Why didn't we have enough people? Somebody said that a lot of people were put on Biden's detail. The problem is Biden doesn't draw anybody. He draws flies. He draws nobody. And, you know, you don't need very many people for that because he does not draw. 30 people show up, and we have 55, 60,000 people show up.
These are just baseless attacks. Biden has had many massive rallies, and when it actually matters, on November 5th, November 6th of 2020, Joe Biden was able to mobilize one of the largest coalitions in American history, the anti-Trump coalition, and beat Donald Trump. So Donald Trump can say that nobody shows up to Joe Biden's rallies, but number one, that's false. He has massive rallies. Number two, Joe Biden beat him on election day when it matters, and Kamala Harris is going to do the same if we campaign in the right way, if we all mobilize. Leave a like if you agree. Watch this clip of Donald Trump attacking Kamala Harris for her laugh. That is all they have, is her laugh. Watch.
House from crooked Joe Biden and Kamala. I call her Laughing Kamala. You ever watch her laugh? She's crazy. You know, you can tell a lot by a laugh. No, she's crazy. She's nuts. She's not as crazy as Nancy Pelosi. Crazy Nancy.
You know we're ahead when we raised $100 million in 24 hours, when we now have a younger candidate running against the oldest candidate running for president in American history, and Sean Hannity is now coping on Fox News, saying you might be seeing some good polls for the Democrats in the next few days. They have been relentlessly reporting about the polls on Fox News because Trump has been beating Biden, but now that they're bracing for a storm of polls showing Kamala beating Trump, they have to prime their audience because their audience is so weak, they can't step out of their bubble, that Fox News likes to prime them just like they did before the 2020 election. Watch.
All right, buckle up, because Democrats, the state-run media mob, they're now pitching Kamala as the second coming of Jesus, which I can assure you, she is not. The puff pieces, they're already being written. The accolades, they are pouring in from every radical, democratic, leftist, socialist, Marxist in the country. The phony polls, I promise you, will follow, showing she is energizing Democrats. She might even be beating Donald Trump in a swing state or two, or maybe three.
She might even be beating Donald Trump in a swing state or 2 or 3 or 4 or 5. Maybe it'll be a blowout if we campaign right. I'm totally confident in VP Harris. She gave some incredible speeches today where she really met the moment. She sounded incredibly presidential, and if she can keep that up, keep prosecuting the case against Donald Trump, then I am incredibly confident that we can win this election. And you can tell that Sean Hannity is already beginning to prime his fan base. Like I said, in the same way they did before 2020, months before the election even took place, they were saying that the election was going to be rigged because they knew that Donald Trump was heading for a big fat L. He was going to be defeated, so they primed their fan base by saying it's going to be rigged, and then before the election, on election night, and after the election, they kept doubling down on that lie until they were fortunately sued by Dominion and had to settle out of court. Now they are priming their fan base in a similar way by saying, just wait, Kamala's going to be beating them in polls, but just wait, and hopefully, if Kamala can continue meeting the moment, if we can keep fundraising a ton of money, we can beat Donald Trump. If you're ready to coalesce behind Kamala, make sure you leave a like on the video, comment a blue heart, comment who you want the VP to be if you made it this far in the video. I like to read all the comments and I want to hear from you guys. Make sure you subscribe. Most importantly, make sure you have a great day.